I was told to make certain that you do not miss the holy event that is currently taking place. My child, my cherished. Heaven's timing has recently aligned with your earthly moment, and something is on its way to your door, whether you realize it or not. Someone is on their way to your house because God chose them. It is in fact happening right now rather than in the future or figuratively. The doorbell may be audible. A person may be present before making a call. It is critical that you use caution and avoid laughing at this situation. This person has an item in their heart and hands that was designed particularly for you. This moment was composed quite some time ago. It is a miracle hidden in something so ordinary that only those sensitive to God will be able to see it. It is a visitor who is also a blessing, a leap forward in human form. Please do not proceed past this point. Please refrain from disabling this notification. If you are reading this, it means that God has chosen to notify you in advance. It is not only a message that you are seeing. You were the motivation for the creation of this message. Additionally, exercise caution before going on the expedition. This is the voice your spirit has been looking for to let you know that the time has come. Please refrain from taking any additional action and focus on this issue. You have been chosen, and God is intently observing your reaction. You are not insane, my adored child, if you have ever had the impression that something was seeking to reach you but was blocked by something else. There have been delays. Invisible forces have hampered your progress, but this has been rectified. Heaven has revealed the road, and I, Archangel Michael, have been ordered to battle on your side to destroy the last trace of spiritual threat, guaranteeing that this moment arrives without further delay. Is your heart rate increasing? You know that sudden sensation that something is about to change. This isn't a fake. As the spirit awakens, you may tell that something major is about to happen. It is not comparable to it. This will not be a transient condition. The entire plot of your work will be transformed. Furthermore, I need your confirmation that you will read this message in its full before divulging the details of the upcoming surprise. Who will be the one to watch the entire event without jumping ahead like so many others do? I must communicate this right away. Those that remain get something. Individuals who neglect their commitments suffer losses that exceed their expectations. If you are ready, please click the subscribe button immediately. Perhaps not for me, but to help your essence find its proper place. Subscribers to spiritual messages like this one aid in the uncovering of miracles. As a result, if you haven't already, I expect you to click the subscribe button right now. Not as an afterthought, but as a way to unite with the prophets. When you subscribe, you place yourself in an open sanctuary. You are notifying God that you want to stay informed about the upcoming revelation. Execute it promptly. Allow your subscription to fulfill all prophetic promises made during your life. It isn't just a stroke. It is a message from God. Listening is essential. Please complete this job before continue. The messenger will arrive soon, and there is not much time remaining. Last night I saw you weeping alone, my adored, my kid. I observed the inquiries that you no longer express verbally, yet they are still present. When will it be my turn? You have been inquiring. You've been watching other people succeed, and your spirit is whispering, "Why not me?" I've been weeping with you, but now I'm thrilled with excitement because the solution to your suffering is finally being applied. The person who is arriving is more than just a friend from your past or community. They are a person who God has chosen specifically for you. A person who can heal you physically and emotionally in ways you didn't realize you needed. Their presence validates all of your emotions. Furthermore, darling, do not be surprised if this person exposes confidential information that you have been looking for. That is how God operates. Not randomly, but precisely. Nothing happens by chance when one follows God's plan. Additionally, this is a great time. The individual was tardy, but they are not tardy. Heaven concealed them with a reason. They are now being revealed to you because your spirit is ready to receive them. However, this can only happen if you stay, listen, and allow the message to reach your heart before the doorbell rings. Please understand the gravity of this situation, my beloved child. Certain heavenly instructions cannot be reiterated if they have been neglected. This is one of them. If you ignore this message, the person who sent it may be forced to leave and the blessing may be lost. Certainly, heaven permits people to make their own decisions, and sometimes a miracle is only granted for a short time before being transferred to another person.
That is why I am not present to amuse you.
I'd like to advise you to awaken your spirit before it's too late. This has happened previously. The selected one would not react if a blessing knocked on their door, since they would be preoccupied by something else. I'd want to extend an invitation to you at this time through a simple act of trust. Approach this situation with a feeling of purpose, honesty, and hope. The amount you contribute today is not a donation. Your heavens are opened by the act of spiritual obedience. Relinquish your seed and witness what rewards God delivers into your life. If you believe these words are truly authentic in your heart, I ask you to share your thoughts in the comments box below. Type Amen to show the deity that you are willing to accept anything that has been delayed for an extended period of time. Let your Amen be the sound that travels through all the walls, informing the spirits that you are awake and ready. You are not aware of the significance of your agreement. As you read this, I am momentarily halting the forces of dread and uncertainty, yet I am powerless to keep them from returning indefinitely. The time is passing. The door is in close proximity. It is critical that you use caution. It is essential that you are prepared. Most importantly, you must believe that this was always planned for you. My dearest child, you are going to get something you did not express a desire for, but that God knew you absolutely needed. I understand your emotions, my dear. It appears to be really tired. Even through your smiles, I can see you are tired and heaven has had enough. This individual will carry out the essential modification. It is probable that their palms are not very striking. Although their clothing may not be shining, the goods they carry are sacred. It could be a key, a letter, a message, an admission, a gift, or simply a chance encounter that grants you entry to locations that have been closed off for years. However, I will refrain from releasing the information in order to preserve the awe of what happens when faith is tested. Instead, I will provide you the following information. The following occurrences will change everything if you are brave enough to believe and open the door without hesitation. Individuals who oppose you will be unable to understand how quickly things have changed for you. However, you will be aware of the signals. You were alert when heaven spoke, and you understood the message that others missed. My dearest child, you are going to get something you did not express a desire for, but God knew you absolutely needed. I understand your emotions, my dear. It appears to be really tired. Even through your smiles, I can see you are tired, and heaven has had enough. This individual will carry out the essential modification. Even when their attire does not reflect light, their hands may not be particularly remarkable. The objects they transport are sacred. It could be a key, a letter, a message, an admission, a gift, or simply a chance encounter that grants you entry to locations that have been closed off for years. However, I will refrain from releasing the information in order to preserve the awe of what happens when faith is tested. Instead, I will provide you the following information. The following occurrences will change everything if you are brave enough to believe and open the door without hesitation. Individuals who oppose you will be unable to understand how quickly things have changed for you. However, you will be aware of the signals. You were alert when heaven spoke, and you understood the message that others missed. My dear, there is a reason your essence is currently agitated. Your heart is beating at an unusually fast rate because of an underlying cause. Your existence is on the verge of a divine turning moment, which is why heaven sent you this communication. These are the times that every selected person experiences when time appears to slow down and God communicates with them via the wind. Be alert, my dear. It's now your turn. Avoid spending too much time thinking about how the blessing appears. Amazing incidents frequently occur for people who appear to be exactly like their peers. Someone knocking on your door, a message that you almost deleted, or a person you nearly ignored. However, the items they bring will fulfill the petitions you dropped years ago. Avoid moving. Be frank. Allow your spirit to grasp truths that your intellect may not yet fully comprehend, since you will remember the exact instant they occur. You'll say that was the moment everything changed. Oh, my beloved child, I must reveal a precious truth to you. The enemy has also observed you. He is afraid because he has seen what is going to happen to you. This is why you've been unable to think clearly lately. This is why you felt disconnected from your faith, anxious throughout the interim period, and unsure about your next steps. It's not that you're defective. It is due to the presence of something lovely. It is genuine due to the presence of opposition. It's valued because of its weight. As the blessing approaches your home, the enemy will try one more ploy: waiting, distractions, and terror. However, I will not allow that to happen because you are in a condition of severe haste. If you want to listen, don't open the wrong door. Remain in this area and let this message act as a reminder to be prepared. It is best to avoid making nasty words out of fear. The person who delivers your divine surprise deserves praise. Nevertheless, if you are not spiritually linked, you may misread their intentions or, worse, refuse the gift they have provided. So, my dear, I'm preparing you. You will be protected by this message. Use caution when handling it. Allow me to tell you a story, my beloved children. I saw someone hand you a note as you approach the end of your life. It is not made of paper. It's a letter from paradise sealed with your name. This individual will give the next component, and the decision you make as a result of your interaction with them will provide you joy for years to come. This is not the only day. I am talking about divine alignment, which has a long-term impact on future generations. You are purchasing products for more than just personal use. You are forging a spiritual path for your bloodline to emerge. This visitation is the conclusion of your ancestors' prayers, which have now been answered. The introduction of this individual into your life will break curses passed down through generations. Old tears are being wiped away by God's offspring and descendants, and this time, you won't forget it. This time you are prepared. Nonetheless, you must keep a sturdy spirit and firm confidence. This occasion should not be disregarded. It is possible that the individual will not use the exact words you expect. They may appear straightforward. It will become clear to you if you look at it with spirit eyes. This message will help you recall that it is they. Have you ever considered why certain doors were recently locked? My child, my beloved. What was the cause behind the coldness of the people you trusted? What prompted the sudden loss of functionality for previously operating items? No, heaven wasn't building a wall to punish you. Instead, it was making room for this bounty. Privacy was essential for the impending surprise. It was impossible to accept it amidst so much energy, betrayal, and chaos. It is for this reason that they separated. As a result, it was acceptable to lose. God did not take things from you in order to harm you. He removed any impediments to prevent them from forming. When the true gift arrived, you had been prepared via the test of suffering, my dear. Joy has now entered. Unmistakable, unexpected, and pure happiness. The kind that can effectively recover years in only a few seconds. However, it is necessary to express gratitude upon admission. It is critical that it is understandable even if not yet. Initially, miracles may be difficult to comprehend. Nonetheless, they ultimately make sense. My beautiful and cherished you demand more information. The person that is visiting your home may not understand the gravity of the situation. It's conceivable they're oblivious of why they were pulled to you. However, God does. Just as you heard this communication from God, they received His instructions. Two holy codes are going to collide. Your competence and their willingness to accept it. When that happens, a potent chemical is released. You may weep tears. You may have tremors. You could kneel down and say, "Finally, God," given that this is how it is. Finally, a divinity. Indeed, to the essence. A green brilliance streaming from the heavens directs all angels watching you to act instantly. Beloved, if you are moved by this message, you must act immediately. By clicking the share button, you can send this to 3 people who matter to you. When you share, you aren't just sending a video. You represent the breakthrough. You are becoming the channel through which the wonder of another person begins. When you help someone else achieve their goals, divinity speeds up your own. Share it today and witness God's acts. That is why you must be prepared. Not dressed in fear, but in faith. They were not outraged, but rather filled with silent respect. Start prepping at this time. If you are obliged to clean the room, burn a candle, pray in public, or say, "I am prepared." I understand the scenario. When the tap occurs, you will be aware of its significance. It is now critical that your faith meets its commitments. Although it may not appear to be substantial, the action I am requiring from you is significant in spiritual terms. Exactly. I am prepared to respond in the remarks section below. I understand the scenario. Instead, I hope to be prepared at a later point. Not at all. It's possible that I'll finally get the item. Nonetheless, declare it unequivocally at this point. This is not just a comment. When you type those words, you are authorizing deity to act on your behalf. Complete the work as soon as possible to prevent running out of time. My beautiful and cherished you demand more information. The person that is visiting your home may not understand the gravity of the situation. They may not even be aware of why they were drawn to you, but God knows. Just as you heard this communication from God, they received His instructions. In the near future, you will face a struggle between your knowledge and their willingness to follow 2 holy codes. When that happens, a potent chemical is released. You may weep tears. You may have tremors. You may drop to your knees and murmur, "Finally, God," because that is the nature of this. Finally, a divine affirmation, a green light from above instructing all the angels who are watching you to act right away. That is why it is critical that you are prepared not in fear, but in faith. They were not outraged, but rather filled with silent respect. Start prepping at this time. Clean the place, light a candle, say blessings in public, and announce, "I am prepared if necessary." I understand the scenario. You'll immediately understand the significance of the knock in respect to my children. My dearest, I encourage you to pay close attention since the knowledge I am going to provide is new to you. A sacred reason has kept this person from being liberated until now. Heaven has been removing items that would have undercut the benediction in the background. You would not have been ready if it had arrived earlier. If you had received this last month, your heart would still be improving. Your room continued to be extremely lively. You had not yet created clear limits, but you are now spiritually prepared. You're more alert than you were before. As a result, God was compelled to postpone not because of a lack of recollection. You did not earn it. Nonetheless, He shows His love for you by sending you the proper gift at the right time. The time is now, not tomorrow or next year. This is the right time. You cannot allow anything else to rob you of this opportunity. It's impossible to stay emotionally unavailable when the doorbell rings. You reacted yes to this communication, indicating that you are sincere. The affirmative helps to speed up the following procedures. What's to come is not simply surprising. It's not organic. Today, my beloved, you may begin to notice that something is wrong. A bird perches next to your window, and numbers continue to increase. A tune you haven't heard in years starts playing as soon as you walk inside a store. These are not random events. They are significant. Now that this benefit is nearing you, the spiritual world is communicating more plainly. When spirit and earth align, there are always unusual signs that precede the manifestation of anything sacred. Please don't overlook them. Avoid trying to rationalize them. Always smile when you see them. Express thankfulness in a low voice. Heaven notifies us that we are almost there through these small incidents. And if you are astute, you will also prepare your heart and space. Create an environment that encourages inclusivity. Declare that you are prepared. If you are being led, turn on a luminary. Make your predictions as if they've already happened. When you participate in any of these activities, you are not only engaged in the spiritual world, you're dedicated. That changes everything, my dear. Miracles occur as a result of preparation. The most important holiday gift is already with the person who is knocking on your door. I'd like to share with you the vision I saw last night as I stood beside you, my beloved child. Despite the fact that you were only partially asleep, your spirit was completely awake. Your soul was pleading not with words, but with a deep agony, a silent scream that pleaded, "Please let this be the season when everything changes." You may not recall it. God heard it. Heaven heard your sorrow like a trumpet blast. It was needless for you to express it verbally. This is the magnitude of our passion for you. That small outburst created the current predicament. The person who arrives is unaware that you asked for them, yet they are the solution. The astonishment they deliver is not accidental. It was created with painstaking attention to detail and with the goal of relieving your pain. Something inscribed in their hands addresses the part of you that has been waiting in silence. When they speak, a deep part of you will feel the resonance. You will experience a sensation of knowing. At that very time, your entire being will mutter, "This was it." Don't hesitate when it arrives. Please do not hesitate to react positively. You've been reluctant for an extended amount of time. I must speak with the part of you that believes you are inadequate, my kid, my beloved. The part of you that believes you have missed too many opportunities, whether you have made an excessive number of mistakes, or this appears to be too good to be true. Please, dear. God does not bring you things based on your degree of virtue. Your purpose serves as the rationale for this, and it has not yet been completed. Heaven never rescinded your call on life. You are still chosen. you are still visible to others. This message provides evidence of it. Avoid continuously scrutinizing your mistakes. They are already open to the scenario. Now, all that remains is to receive. You are not obligated to submit an explanation or receive any remuneration. Simply obtain it. There is no need for alarm. The person who arrives is not present to pass judgment on you. They do not give punishment. They encourage tranquility. Instead of shame or pleasure, there is merely a new beginning. And if you let them into your life with an open heart, you will feel a sudden release of a heavy chain. That is God's power reaching you. You are free of impediments that you were unaware were limiting your development. My child, my beloved, there is one more thing I must say at this moment. The opposition is outraged that you have progressed thus far. He is aware that an event is approaching that will make his power to influence your future impossible. What has caused you to feel unexpected resistance recently? Random defeat, emotional tiredness, strange dreams, and feeling as if you're regressing into fear. However, it is vital to notice that resistance signals the presence of an object close by. You don't put up as much effort for something that is not in close vicinity. This is fast approaching. The individual's footsteps are already audible in the spirit. Shaking is palpable for me. The light around them is evident. They are on their way, and the objects they carry are sacrosanct. Once again, it is critical that you attend to the "you must believe" even if your intellect advises you not to. Do not let the cacophony of the world drown out the sound of God's movement. As you go through this awakening, remember that your assistance with this endeavor is not a hoax. It's a heavenly omen. Jesus claims that by giving water to others, you will receive it yourself. This isn't historical. It is an ongoing commitment to your future. Approach this situation with a strategy and faith. Giving can help you realize the potential that God has already built for your life. If you suspect the adversary is attempting to stymie your progress, I strongly advise you to declare and secure this victory. Enter Amen in the remark section below with sincere honesty. Raise your Amen in the manner of incense before God's throne. The sky are filled with a loud sound of agreement, informing all spirits nearby that you remain steady in your faith. Your Amen is more than just a phrase, it's a weapon. Not only will the door be opened on time, but you will also see heaven send someone dressed as a stranger to aid a breakthrough. Be still and sensitive. My child, my beloved, there is one more thing I must say at this moment. The opposition is outraged that you have progressed thus far. He is aware that an event is approaching that will make his power to influence your future impossible. What has caused you to feel unexpected resistance recently? Random defeat, emotional tiredness, strange dreams, and feeling as if you're regressing into fear. However, it is vital to notice that resistance signals the presence of an object close by. You don't put up as much effort for something that is not in close vicinity. This is fast approaching. The individual's footsteps are already audible in the spirit. Shaking is palpable for me. The light around them is evident. They are on their way, and the objects they carry are sacrosanct. Once again, it is critical that you attend to the "you must believe" even if your intellect advises you not to. Do not let the cacophony of the world drown out the sound of God's movement. Not only will the door be opened on time, but you will also see heaven send someone dressed as a stranger to aid a breakthrough. Be still and sensitive. I understand that your heart has been damaged by an excessive number of broken promises, my beloved, my kid. Several people have expressed an intention to attend but have not followed through. I understand that there were times when you opened the door to find disappointment, rather than freedom, but this is not the same as previously. The present time is not that epic. Heaven does not play a game with your emotions. God does not engage in distractions. People will arrive when He promises them to, and everything will change when He announces a surprise. Keep in mind that this is not analogous to occasions in which you were disappointed in the past. If you do so, you will disregard the sacred distinction. This is the first time you have ever stood in this posture. In stillness, there have never been so many angels defending your refuge. The curtain has never been as fragile as it is now. I am now able to peep through it and examine the stuff on the other side. The individual has encountered your image in their visions. Their spirits have been awakened by your mention. It is vital that they arrive regardless of their level of comprehension. Your moment of expectation will conclude instantly upon their arrival, my love. Do you remember a time when you thought no one was aware of your suffering? That was when you were my beloved and child. The evenings were relatively calm. Those times you locked the restroom door and grieved alone, making sure no one could hear you. Do you remember heaven is responsible for this? You asked God to take action if you were actually hearing. I was present to defend you. Individuals did not ignore that request. It was stored. Finally, it has been resolved. Not only does it provide comfort, but it also produces results. It goes beyond simple language. An actual individual will arrive at your home. Dearest, the experience you are going to have will make up for the years you felt ignored. You always seem to be absent. Heaven desires to demonstrate this to you. We shall not forget you. The person approaching you holds the attributes that your subconscious has been seeking. They aren't perfect, but they're prepared. You as well. They will be easily recognizable based on the emotional response they elicit when entering the room. The calm, the warmth, and the change in the atmosphere. And that serves as evidence. Refrain from questioning it. Really believe it. My child, my darling, there is a heavenly reason why you received this message now rather than yesterday. The timing is not a casual guess. Heaven is aware of the exact timing to communicate. Today, your spirit is more open than it was a week ago. At times, the spirit is willing to accept what it previously rejected. You, my love, are currently experiencing that moment. This explains why this message did not appear spontaneously. Put down, choose, and organize. God is aware of the conditions you will face. He is also aware that if you do not pause and open your spiritual eyes, you risk missing the knock. The world will try to distract your attention, dull your senses, and seduce you into timelines that are not your own. However, the throne of God has dispatched me to safeguard your chronology and assist you in regaining sight. If you want to stay safe in this divine timeline and stay updated about the clarity that heaven is sending, kindly pick subscribe at this time. Subscribing indicates spiritual alignment. For example, you may inform heaven that I live beneath this unblocked window. Avoid allowing external distractions to take your attention away from God's work. Enroll today to ensure your participation in this prophetic movement. We never intended for you to be in a state of disarray. It was intended for you to live in peace. This message will help you reorient yourself, remind you of your religion, and encourage you to pay it more attention. Someone is on their way, and the distance is not long. I'd want to share a little-known fact with you, my beloved child. When a miracle is near, heaven falls silent. As a result, the previous few days have been marked by a sense of reverence and peace. This created the impression that your requests were hung in the air. It is not because no one took you seriously. The explanation was that a task was being completed. The most deep task of heaven is carried out in the presence of stillness. The instruction has been sent now that all required components have been prepared. That person is currently in the process of relocating. They have already received their surprise. You no longer anticipate God's presence. God desires that you remain aware and sensitive. Floating is not recommended at this time. The present moment is not an acceptable time to depart. You are going to experience an incredible shift. My next statement will focus on holy boldness. Ignore the communication. It will not resurface in the same condition if you leave at this time. Person and door were only written and aligned once at this time. Access it. Please avoid from becoming afraid. The discovery you make on the other side will make the suffering of the past appear like a mere preparation. My offspring, my darling, is the one who has arrived at your house with more than a gift. They contain the revelation. They are the bearers of truth. They have something you didn't realize you were missing until now. And when they arrive, the lies you've been telling yourself will be revealed. They will say things that expose fundamental falsehoods without reason. When you are among them, you will realize that you were never too late, too damaged, or too far behind. Because when a heavenly presence appears to you, they communicate in a language you understand. Allow their appearance to change the story, even if your mind hasn't fully grasped it. It is critical to remember that God is still crafting your story, and that it is not yet finished when they arrive. Regardless, you will continue to grow. A novel transformation is about to occur. Furthermore, my beloved, I cannot stress this enough. Refrain from sleeping. If you are occupied at the time, you may not even notice the tap. However, if you are alert and prepared, you will realize that this was a beautiful moment as soon as you open the door. My offspring, my darling, is the one who has arrived at your house with more than a gift. They contain the revelation. They are the bearers of truth. They have something you didn't realize you were missing until now. And when they arrive, the lies you've been telling yourself will be revealed. They will say things that expose fundamental falsehoods without reason. When you're with them, you'll realize it was never too late. It was never too far behind or shattered. Because when a heavenly presence appears to you, they communicate in a language you understand. Allow their appearance to change the story, even if your mind hasn't fully grasped it. Remember that God is still working on your story when they come knocking. Furthermore, it is not yet complete. Regardless, you will continue to grow. A novel transformation is about to occur. Furthermore, my beloved, I cannot stress this enough. Refrain from sleeping. If you are occupied at the time, you may not even notice the tap. However, if you are alert and prepared, you will realize that this was a beautiful moment as soon as you open the door. A sacred event is taking place in the universe around you, my precious child. It is not yet visible with your physical eyes. However, your consciousness is already aware of this. The environment may be different now. There is an unbelievable calm. A brief instant when time stops and you stare at your door without cause. This is not a mere coincidence. That marks the beginning of an epiphany. That is your soul's reaction to the upcoming spiritual rebuke. In heaven, moving is unnecessary. Nonetheless, paradise requires your support to meet its commitments. And now is the time to say yes courageously with preparedness and heart. The person approaching you does not appear to be in good health. They are decked with items originating from God's throne. It is possible that some people are ignorant that they have been endowed with a sacred item that has been protected by heaven until the right time. My dear, the moment has here. Not this week. Not unless you address your situation. Heaven has decided to change the circumstances in your current state where your inquiries stay unanswered and your pain persists. As a result, the person is close at hand. I'd like to speak with the reserved side of you, my child, my beloved. The section in which you refrain from talking to yourself. The part of you that is dubious about God's sincere intentions to help you. The part of you that sees miracles for others but does not recognize divine appointments. It is critical to expose the deception. The lie that claims you are not outstanding, too late, or faulty enough to be chosen. You were picked, which is why this message was provided to you. There is a reason why your attention is now drawn to this screen and your eyes are reading these words. It serves as proof. I, Archangel Michael, have been dispatched to ensure that you do not lose the opportunity to carry out the holy mandate that has already been granted. The blessing is not being delayed because of your importance. The delay was not a punishment, but rather a means of preparedness. Currently, everything that was previously withheld is being distributed. Certainly proceed. No, not yet. However, God will ensure that you do not pass up this opportunity through the intervention of someone who will astound you in ways that no one else has. Unless you stop being prepared, do not allow dread to enter. Rather, let faith unlock it. I must remind you, my beloved child, that this surprise may not be wrapped in a box or secured with tape. It may come from someone who is tired, but it is a flame of God. It could be accompanied with a heavenly sense of urgency and shaking hands. Miracles in heaven are not necessarily gold encased. It may occasionally emerge in a straightforward manner. However, when it is added, circumstances change. This unexpected incident could also bring an unexpected message, a huge financial loss, a therapeutic conversation, an admission that changes your future, or an opportunity that answers every lingering question in your heart. It may also unlock previously closed doors. Do not dismiss seemingly small issues. The humble, invisible, and quiet approach of thunder is regularly used to establish God's kingdom. Furthermore, dear, the impending events will be accompanied by the deafening roar of spiritual thunder, silencing all those who have argued that you are unprepared and halting every foe who has attempted to weaken your dedication. Individuals who oppose you will watch and grumble as if God has awarded them favor. We've reached the stage where everything switches from anticipation to receipt. You are on the verge of entering a fortunate future. Don't forget that this message doesn't end with your deeds. Jesus or Mark, "Give and heaven will open over you," is not a poem. Every seed you sow grows into oil for your future fire, for your calling, and safety for your family. My sweetheart, the moment has come for you. Have faith, and you will see God multiply the possessions you relinquish. It is now your chance to agree with the content that Paradise is presenting. Write, "My miracle is on its way," in the comments area below, not, "I hope my miracle comes," or, "Maybe this is for me." Tisam, pronounce them with the assurance of someone who is aware of their choice. When you write those words, you invoke your own power and unite your voice with the will of heaven. Before the doorbell rings, complete the assignment right away. Sit calmly. Please do not leave this message. The shipping process has already begun. I must offer you a caution with tenderness, my cherished kid. Distractions will occur throughout the last hour. The enemy is conscious of his failure. His last attempt is to perplex you. To deflect your focus away from the approaching blow, he will send you interruptions, sudden exhaustion, emotional triggers, and seemingly random fights. Don't fall for it. Avoid dealing with any troubles that may occur today. If someone evokes past emotions in you, leave them alone. Your tranquility must be monitored in the same way as a gate is. It is critical that you retain the sharpness of a blade in your mind. The surprise is too important to be distributed in disarray. Heaven anticipates the convergence of circumstances, and you, darling, are almost ready to receive. However, this is subject to your capacity to maintain a faith-filled environment. This era should be viewed as a sacred undertaking. You are going to witness an astonishing event. Naturally, no mother would deliver her child in disorder. Please be silent. Prepare the area. Speak boldly to God. Repeat the sentence, "I am prepared," several times. I am receptive. I'm convinced. This will destabilize the spiritual realm and hasten the process that has been working towards you for days or even years. Before I end this segment of the message, my beloved and child, please allow me to express the events I foresee. The person will extend their hand to tap. The door will open regardless of its validity. When this happens, your heart rate will increase. You will feel a spiritual alignment in your bosom that mimics the fulfillment of an ancient promise. There will be no uncertainties. Everything will become clear, and you will cry out of grace rather than sadness. Heaven will grin, for heavenly fulfillment is always accompanied by a smile. You'll say, "I never imagined it would happen in this way." It outperformed expectations. The delay was well worth it since the depth exceeded expectations. This isn't a tale. This isn't a fantasy. You are in the midst of a prophecy being fulfilled. The following incidents will cause you to question your perception of reality. The upcoming events will be more favorable to your well-being than the existing state. It will restore your identity. You will recollect your identity, the origin of your identity, and the reason behind your choice. Now take a deep inhale. The moment has arrived. Prepare yourself. Despite the fact that the individual is more accessible than ever, it is critical to not overlook the conclusion. Before I end this segment of the message, my beloved and child, please allow me to express the events I foresee. The person will extend their hand to tap. The door will open regardless of its validity. When this happens, your heart rate will increase. Your chest will feel aligned as if an ancient promise has been fulfilled. There will be no uncertainties. The situation will be clear, and you will not shed tears of grief. Your tears will be the outcome of compassion. Heaven will grin, for heavenly fulfillment is always accompanied by a smile. You will mutter, "I never imagined it would happen in this way." It exceeded expectations. The delay was well worth it since the depth exceeded expectations. This isn't a tale. This isn't a fantasy. You are in the midst of a prophecy being fulfilled. The following incidents will cause you to question your perception of reality. The upcoming events will be more favorable to your well-being than the existing state. It will restore your identity. You will recollect your identity, the origin of your identity, and the reason behind your choice. Inhale deeply. The moment has arrived. Prepare yourself. Despite the fact that the individual is more accessible than ever, it is critical to not overlook the conclusion. I am aware that you are tired, my cherished kid. I'm not just physically fatigued, but also spiritually. Weary in a way that lasts even after you retire for the night. Fatigue caused by anticipating a change but failing to realize it. Heaven was working while you waited, but you were oblivious of it. Silence as you saw it was actually a strategy. You were not overlooked by anyone. You were kept comfortable, concealed, safe, and prepared. I must now be straightforward with you. Change is coming. You've been waiting for someone to come along and provide you love answers, healing resources, or restoration. That person is now en route. Furthermore, they will not feel any feeling of urgency when they arrive. It will be an enjoyable experience. You will feel a sensation of calm. Your sobbing will end. You will begin to feel a release of stress in your history. You will finally have faith after a long period. Be confident in the arrangement. Have faith in your purpose. Have confidence in oneself. That is exactly what this experience with God will result in. It will change your viewpoint for the rest of your life if you stay in this hallowed place of preparation. I was dispatched to keep you in position so that you could hear the knock. My child, my beloved, the knock will come when you are least expecting it. It will not cause any ruckus by using a trumpet or thunder. There will be silence. These are the tactics used to perform the bulk of miracles. They are performed via serenity rather than disarray. If you are not spiritually aware, you will miss it. This is the reason you received this message before others. This cornet is meant for your use. This serves as a notification. You do not need to be concerned, but you should remain vigilant. The knocking noise could not even be a strike. You may receive a message, a call, an email, or meet someone who says something that elicits an emotional response in you. Keep an eye on this. Pay close attention. The divine is imperceptible, but once noticed, it is impossible to ignore. Also, sweetheart, it is now permissible to listen in. I am unable to compel you to accept the blessing. I can only assure that you are alert enough to detect it when it appears and clear the route. You've come too far to lose the content that was meant for you. You've been praying for a long time, and you can't afford to ignore an object crafted just for your hands. We humbly beg that you do not depart at this time. Please refrain from scrolling past the final step. The opportunity is too close to pass up. Heaven is prepared to show you that you were never forgotten, my cherished child. You were not subjected to suffering without reason. Individuals who withdrew from you did so to protect you, not punish you. The delay was wonderful. The reward is currently in development. You asked to God, please send a sign, and heaven answered with more than just that. An individual from God is on his way. A live, breathing vessel that welcomes the person next door into their area. There's no need to pursue it. You do not have to beg. It's palpable from your current place. And that, my dearest, is the kind of favor that can only be awarded from above. This individual has been dispatched with your response, although they are ignorant of its weight. And the moment your spirit meets theirs, it will be like an ancient object recognizing another ancient object. You will not be forced to make any comments. They will resolve the issue. Being aware of this can help you recover more quickly than any spoken expression. However, you are obliged to be present. You should be prepared. Heaven can only release what you are willing to keep. And now, my love, you're prepared. This message is especially meaningful to me right now because it is about my loves, my children. It differs from the previous texts you've received. You may see a divine alignment taking place right now. The delays, heartbreaks, and abrupt changes in plans you've experienced recently have all contributed to your arrival to this threshold. I'm currently feeling it. Winds exist in the spiritual dimension. The scrolls are being unrolled in paradise. Your name has been repeated in areas that are not visible to you. Additionally, a choice has been made. It's now time. That is why I am present. This is why you are presently reading these words. Not only are you intrigued, but your spirit senses that destiny is calling. Additionally, I need your response, my dearest. Avoid using the term might. Also avoid using the phrase one day. Agree. Pronounce it promptly. Your trust is what unlocks the door. The key that is being removed is your conviction. And the events that unfold once the gate opens will be nothing short of spectacular. Individuals like yourself would fall to their knees and murmur, claiming that only God could have done this. Your belief that a momentous event is approaching is not illogical, my esteemed youngster. Your actions do not influence the energy that surrounds you. For months you carried that load. The atmosphere has improved as everyone prepares to arrive. They've already sent angels to clear the route. It has been clear. The one who is coming has been infused with divine ideas, and doubters have been silenced. When heaven wants to obtain one of its chosen, it pays close attention to every detail. You, my dear, are one of them. This person has the ability to change your future. Nevertheless, their primary goal is to demonstrate your worth. They will speak things you silently prayed to God at some point. At that point, your spirit will be convinced that this is a heavenly intervention. Hold on. Maintain your proximity. Please refrain from skipping the next section. Your miracle is on its way to your doorstep. Your belief that a momentous event is approaching is not illogical, my esteemed youngster. Your actions do not influence the energy that surrounds you. The air around you is preparing for your arrival, so the weight you've been carrying for months has lifted. They've already sent angels to clear the road. It has been clear. The one who is coming has been infused with divine ideas, and doubters have been silenced. When heaven wants to obtain one of its chosen, it pays close attention to every detail. You, my dear, are one of them. This person has the ability to change your future. Nevertheless, their primary goal is to demonstrate your worth. They will speak things you silently prayed to God at some point. At that point, your spirit will be convinced that this is a heavenly intervention. Hold on. Maintain your proximity. Please refrain from skipping the next section. Your miracle is on its way to your doorstep. It is vital that I educate you, my beloved and kid. I wasn't allowed to express this until today. The person who is currently at your door was not accidentally dispatched. They were selected for this job quite some time ago. They were unconsciously prepared for this moment even before they knew your name or imagined themselves as part of your story. Their personal struggles had a tremendous impact on them. They had been taught by their own suffering, and they were summoned by an unknown power. Heaven may have even attempted to persuade them to change their decisions several times before their ultimate affirmation. The affirmative response was intended for you. You have been the goal throughout, whether you are aware of it or not. Nobody rescued you because you were weak or in need. Instead, they did it because they foresaw that when the two of you met, a powerful force would arise, transforming the lives of everyone around you. It will create a distinctive vibe in your home. Finally, your heart will take a breath, and the loneliness that had attempted to settle in will be replaced by an unexpected type of peace. This is not just a meeting. It was planned to happen this way. Allow me to transfer you to a point in your life that you have tried to forget. You were on the verge of succumbing that day. You wondered in your sleep, is this truly my life? The torment appeared to last endlessly as you glanced up at the ceiling. You felt chastised by the silence. You wanted to leave people, dreams, and even yourself, but an impediment kept you from doing so. A soft murmur, a glint of optimism. That was me. I have been at your side in every war that you have not observed, and I am finally able to deliver the message you have been waiting for years. You successfully finished the mission. Yes, my dear. You passed the exam without being aware of its existence. You successfully negotiated the silence. You withstand the trimming. You will now receive your reward. However, pay heed. The reward goes beyond simple ease and comfort. It's logical. It serves as proof. Observing for yourself that God did not ignore you and that the assurance was more than just a written document. A true individual, an authentic occurrence, and a genuine transformation occurred. It is now en route and your name is engraved on it. I must question of you, my beloved and offspring. Are you ready to reconfirm your faith in the face of everything that has happened? Are you willing to reopen your heart? I understand the severity of your distress. Many times you were disappointed when you had a certain opinion. This occasion is unique. The upcoming events are not based on falsehoods or fake assurances. It was created to endure, and if you close your heart at this time, you may miss the consequence of your request. Keep the new good things from being tainted by previous hurts. Do not let yesterday's agony delay today's wonder. The person that contacts you may not be able to describe their entire mental process adequately. They may not have anything to say, but it is critical to check their mood. Be aware of how your essence behaves when they are there. You will understand. It will hit you. You feel a sense of calm as if you are aware of the situation and have finally exhaled a deep breath you were unaware you were holding. That is not a feeling. Indeed, that is evidence. When the moment arrives, don't run. Stay at your present location. Allow it to happen. Heaven should show that repair can come in the form of a human. Sometimes my darling and beloved God hides the most valuable things from us in the most peaceful moments. The event that is set to take place at your home will not be notable. It will arrive in the guise of a whisper, but it will be as powerful as 1,000 answered pleas. Avoid moving. Please be cautious. If you want to see the scenery, don't push the window away. Ensure that you access your messages as soon as you feel the need to. Heaven is both precise and kind. The moment has already arrived. That person has already made their approach to you. Currently, you are the center of attention for everyone in paradise. Are you going to retrieve them? Will you be in the spirit world when the surprise is delivered to you? If you are too walled off, skeptical, or perusing, you may miss the door opening. Do not overlook this, dear ones. The upcoming event is more than just a show of appreciation. It is the restoration of all you imagined to be lost. You'll understand why there was such a long wait once you get it. This is the only way you can understand why this person is so important right now. My lovely child, I need you to accomplish a chore before we can advance. Inhale deeply. While closing your eyes, say these phrases aloud. I am prepared. Even if your voice trembles, repeat the statement. I am prepared. These 3 words don't just communicate a message. They are vital. They allowed you to see the facts that had been hidden from you by the veil. They notify heaven that your heart is no longer concealed. And as soon as you declare that you are prepared, things begin to happen. You may feel a sudden surge of emotions, warmth, or chill. Your spirit is getting more resilient. That is the effect of the atmosphere changing as our beliefs affect the energy. Anticipation attracts miracles. Finally, my dearest, you have reached the front of the line. The door is in close proximity. The hour is almost approaching. The individual in question is on their way. Be cautious. Refrain from solidifying. This isn't a fake. This is your current location. The critical revelation that will change everything has already been revealed. The last step you must take is to read this message. Remain in the current moment. Maintain an open door. When presented with an opportunity, respond positively. My lovely child, I need you to accomplish a chore before we can advance. Inhale deeply. While closing your eyes, say these phrases aloud. I am prepared. Even if your voice trembles, repeat the statement. I am prepared. These 3 words don't just communicate a message. They are vital. They allowed you to see the facts that had been hidden from you by the veil. They notify heaven that your heart is no longer concealed. And as soon as you declare that you are prepared, things begin to happen. You may feel a sudden surge of emotions, warmth, or chill. Your spirit is getting more resilient. That is the effect of the atmosphere changing as our beliefs affect the energy. Anticipation attracts miracles. Finally, my dearest, you have reached the front of the line. The door is in close proximity. The hour is almost approaching. The individual in question is on their way. Be cautious. Refrain from solidifying. This isn't a fake. This is your current location. The critical revelation that will change everything has already been revealed. The last step you must take is to read this message. Remain in the current moment. Maintain an open door. When presented with an opportunity, respond positively. As you read these words, my lover, a growing number of angels approach the location where you live. They will not arrive without provisions. Scrolls with instructions, movement maps, and the final green light that has been patiently waiting for the right moment in paradise are among the objects they own. It does as of now. The decision has been rendered. Silence ended. The surprise has been revealed. Your life is starting to feel like it is spanking new again. However, the miraculous encompasses more than just the benefit. The actual miracle is how it will be delivered to you. It was the conclusion you expected if you pushed yourself and hammered on doors with all your might. But this time is different. This time it will arrive through the following methods, giving up remaining still and entering a door you were unaware of. Furthermore, it has been determined that an actual person will be accountable for delivering it to you. They arrive quietly. They're accompanied with illumination. When they are there, you won't be able to hear the world's chaos. Heaven's whisper will become audible to you. It's been completed. Allow me to share my wisdom with you, my dear kids. What if I'm unable to attend? What if the results are not as expected? These assumptions are popular, yet they are incorrect. This is the reality. It is impossible to lose something God has planned for you unless you don't believe it. That is why I am present at this time. Not just as a warning, but to help you rediscover your trust. Even if you don't fully comprehend it, you can accept it as true. The peace that is bestowed to you is not dependent on your ability to see the whole picture. When it arrives, the upcoming events will be understandable. However, you are currently required to make your way through the dark. The person that is approaching you has already relocated. Their pulse is racing. They have had dreams and seen indications that have led them to you. Although they may not understand the reasons, they are following along. Furthermore, you must follow the regulations. Then, be present. You should proceed with hope. It is critical to be open and responsive, even if it is terrifying, because the doorbell may ring suddenly. Depending on your response, the extent of paradise featured will differ. My kid, my dear, there are times in life when heaven gives you more than you want. That's one of them. You're about to get more than simply an answer to prayer. It is a divine compensation for each tear you cried when no one was looking, a way to atone for your sorrow and receive restitution for years of pain. You refrained from being confrontational. You persisted. You persisted with your attempts. You maintained your determination. That is why God is providing more than a simple blessing. He is sending a message that will convey everything without the use of words in the form of a person. Heaven observed your presence. There you have it, my dear. Imagine someone standing at your door unaware that they are supporting in your recovery in a way that no one else has. The miracle is at that level in this case. The kind of supernatural appointment that forever changes your view on time. The kind that makes you think, now I see why that didn't happen sooner. This is the appropriate course of action. The person who is arriving is not perfect, my child, my beloved. Yet they were chosen particularly for you. Regardless of their physical appearance, origin, or career, their soul communicates in a language that your spirit understands because of its inherent substance. Furthermore, the prayers you uttered to yourself will be echoed when they speak. This is how you'll understand the issue. That way, you may be confident that it is consistent with the concept of freedom rather than appearing to be a fantastic story. Their presence will reveal portions of your heart that you were previously unaware were obstructed. Their timing will match to the pain you've been suppressing. When the chance presents itself, it will be obvious. When you exhale, you will notice that there is serenity, not pressure or ambiguity, but clarity. And the strain from everything you've been through will begin to evaporate in that peace, because this isn't just about getting someone. It relates to the purchase of your next chapter. You may want to question this in the following hours, my beloved child. The prior voice may reappear expressing the impression that this is too good to be true. However, I encourage you to keep that voice from dominating this time. You've been in the dark for long enough. You've allowed dread to write an overwhelming amount of books for you. Please compose this confidently. Unlock the door consistently. Allow faith to prepare your home. Make sure your area is tidy. Start by lighting a candle. Say blessings over the framework of your door. Whisper your pleas into your pillows. As you grow in life, take modest steps that say, I am prepared. These are not just routines. These are performances as previously agreed. They advise the spirits that they are welcome here and that the miracle will be accepted when it arrives. This is what you expect, not just what you hope for. Furthermore, anticipation is an effective motivator for innovation, my dear. Therefore, be prepared. Even if you've never experienced it, you should be prepared. Wait, even if you don't think you deserve it. God has never demanded you to be perfect, so expect even if you have given up hope. Your authorization is all that is required. However, there is one more sacred obligation to be accomplished before you depart. This is the action I want you to do. Click the share button at this point. Inform members of your network family and circle of friends about this prophetic message. As you share, you are releasing anointing. You are not only advancing yourself, but also people around you. Revival is spread in this way. This is how chains are interrupted. Someone in your organization needs to hear this message right now. Be the one to introduce it. Spread the message quickly, and heaven will reward you with even more triumphs. My beloved, this message is nearly finished. There is one more task I need you to accomplish. I sincerely request that you click the like button before leaving this sacred time, not for fun, but as a spiritual gesture. When you click like, the tide of God's favor over your life begins. You're notifying heaven that I have this. I agree with this. I would be grateful if you could grant me your favor at this time. That single click creates a channel for miraculous acceleration. Complete the work as soon as possible to prevent running out of time. Please remember to select subscribe if you haven't already. Subscribing to a service does not simply obligate you to watch more videos. By subscribing, you agree to the prophetic words given through this channel. You say that I want to stay in sync with the currents of paradise. Each subscriber represents an awareness that has chosen to remain in peace with God. Your subscription could be the key to achieving the next stage of your breakthrough. Finally, my beloved, I ask you to share this message. Please share this with a friend or family member by clicking the share button. When you share a video, you are releasing your essence as well as the video itself. You are becoming a means for others to advance, and divinity assures that your own breakthrough is amplified when you help someone else achieve their goal. Distribute it promptly. Be the one to bring someone else's divine appointment and watch as God accelerates your own. Heaven is keeping track of your acts. The pounding is approaching. In Jesus' tremendous name, prepare. Amen. Before we wrap up this captivating story, I recommend that we take a moment to reflect on this deep reality. This message was not discovered coincidentally. This is not just a coincidence. This is Archangel Michael's direct message to you. He extends his hand and invites you to a high vibrational protected community where divine abundance is more than a hope, but a promise. This spiritual idea is quite simple. Nonetheless, it has the capacity to transform your entire life. You will not just gain blessings if you follow it. They will multiply and permeate all aspects of your existence. Accepting this invitation provides you with immediate early access to powerful content and divine insights that are currently unavailable to the wider public. You now have the opportunity to enter a sacred area where you will receive unshakable support, spiritual guidance, and speedy progress towards your destiny. Do not miss out on this historic opportunity. Your triumph is near. Archangel Michael communicates with you with greater gravity than you have ever experienced. And as these words reach you, the air around you is softly changing as heaven has attempted to capture your attention several times. Today you may have had a spiritual sensation, taken a little pause, exhaled quickly, and had a thought that did not appear to be your own. Archangel Michael called your name in a way that you may have sensed but not fully understood. This is the cause. He claims that this message must be read promptly and should not be delayed or ignored. Furthermore, he continually expresses the same sentiment. Please do not exclude me at this time. A towering male approaches you. Before he approaches you, you must be informed of the truth, because this instant will change your destiny. This was heaven's design, but darkness struggled against it for a long time. You've recently experienced delays, disappointments, ambiguity, and an unanticipated weight around you. The days seemed to be becoming longer, and the evenings were filled with more thoughts than usual. That was not a creation of yours. Michael the Archangel advises them that the spiritual pressure they felt was a warning indication that something major, unexpected, and life-changing was about to happen. Heaven has been quietly preparing you. In the background, God has been keeping an eye on your health. Even when you thought you were strolling alone, someone was always with you. According to Archangel Michael, the atmosphere in your life has changed as a towering guy approaches you. This man is approaching you with something important that he knows, has seen, or has heard because heaven allowed it to happen. However, you must understand a key matter prior to his arrival which cannot be postponed. This word from Archangel Michael is essential if you want to avoid damage, achieve clarity, and stay on your spiritual path. There will be no complication. You are in the presence of God. Your essence will be maintained. Heaven has already enveloped you, and it is all around you. Nonetheless, you must remain vigilant, composed, and spiritually awake, since the story of this tall individual is closely related to a personal question you have been asking God. Heaven was aware of all of your inquiries, even those you never openly expressed. Heaven could see all of your pain, even the one that was hidden by your grin. Heaven kept a record of all the times you felt exhausted, isolated, or uncertain. Everything is coming together. The Archangel Michael has tried countless times to warn you, instruct you, and focus your attention in the right way. However, you were preoccupied and agitated, and your emotions were being pulled in all ways. Listen up, he now says, because this is not just another message. The time has come. A spiritual signal is sent directly to your consciousness. This notification is divine. He encourages her to remember this. Please do not procrastinate reading this. Please keep your focus on the present project. Heaven is advancing quickly, and time is of the importance. As a result, you must take action right away. There is a link between you and the towering man approaching you. Nonetheless, his arrival will dramatically alter your future. Initially, he may be difficult to recognize, or you may believe you have met him previously. According to Archangel Michael, this person is exceptionally tall. His height represents his standing, the influence he wields in this scenario, and the spiritual role he inadvertently plays in shaping your fate. He does not mean to harm you. He does not mean to create harm by arriving. Heaven opened the door for him to enter. However, he does transport large stuff. He is knowledgeable about a wide range of practical problems. He will reveal knowledge that will enlighten you about a situation that you were never meant to tackle alone. Your God wants you to know that you are safe, regardless of the claims made by this tall guy. There will be no complication. God protects you, acting as a barrier to keep the darkness out. You should emphasize your faith in God over your fears. Faith in God is more important than skepticism. Even if you don't understand why certain things happen, you must believe in God. According to Archangel Michael, you have been powerful for a long time, even when no one noticed. The heavens have witnessed your might. Heaven has seen you go through calamities that no one else was aware of. Heaven has noticed how you have handled your suffering. Heaven witnessed your tears as you dried them on your own. A tall man will accompany you on the next step of your journey. According to Archangel Michael, this tall person is linked to a hidden truth. You might be interested in the cause for his current presence. What explains the dramatic change after such a long period? It is a simple yet powerful rationale. The period of your hidden reality is past. Everything God withheld from you is now being shown to you. God is informing you of rumors that have been spread about you behind your back. God is reviving what was previously buried. The tall man is aware or has noticed something. Even while he may not fully understand his function, heaven is using him as a messenger, a bringer of revelation, and a vessel of clarity. Archangel Michael advises you to keep your spirit at rest before this tall man appears or contacts you. His quick speech is designed to attract your attention and ensure that you do not miss the point. Your energy has been under pressure because someone or something attempted to prevent this moment from occurring, he claims. However, what God has already inscribed for you is irreversible. The schemes of heaven are immune to ruin. No force, visible or unseen, can stop the impending disaster. God wants you to know that you are safe, protected, and under His careful eye. You will not be concerned if the tall guy tells you news that shocks or saddens you, for God is always with you. According to Archangel Michael, you may have experienced symptoms such as sudden thoughts, meaningful dreams, repeating numbers, shivers that appeared out of nowhere, interruptions in your day, or the sensation that someone who was not present was attempting to communicate with you. The heavenly messages were preparing your spirit. You were unaware that your intuition had been improving. Your heart has improved its comprehension. What is the reason for your soul's progressive adjustment to the truth? Heaven want to keep this news from abruptly startling you. You must prepare. The tall man in this snapshot is the answer to a prayer you may have prayed out of bewilderment, grief, or desperation. When God heard the request, heaven reacted. In contrast, the reaction comes from someone who is tall, unusual, and forthright. According to Archangel Michael, despite his outward look of strength, the individual is truly bearing a tremendous burden within. He has been struggling with a secret burden that appears to be related to you in some way. Archangel Michael advises you to be alert of 3 factors. To begin with, this tall individual poses no threat. Furthermore, he delivers information, not danger. Third, his arrival marks the beginning of a new period of your life that was ordained by the Almighty. You have been trapped in cycles of uncertainty, doubt, waiting, and contemplating for an inordinate amount of time. Heaven is terminating those patterns. Confusion is being replaced with revelation in paradise. Heaven replaces solitude with community. Dread is being replaced by divine protection in heaven. This moment is sacred. Archangel Michael claims that when heaven moves directly, it is not as described. This is not a prank. This is not an error. You're planning for an event that was postponed but never canceled. You are getting closer to the truth. You are now being shown what was previously concealed. Heaven is leading you with such much love, concern, and urgency that Archangel Michael felt compelled to speak, twice emphasize, and repeat himself. Please do not overlook this message. Your existence is quietly changing in the background. Although you may not have a complete comprehension of the issue, heaven is preparing people, situations, opportunities, and discoveries that will eventually lead to a critical turning point. Sign 1 is a tall individual. His arrival sets off a spiritual chain reaction. Doors are open. Responses have been received. Things that were previously concealed are now disclosed. Clarity rises. Strength rises. Peace prevails. And God's impact is undeniable in your life. At this time, I would like you to take action that would start the flow of God's favor into this divine assignment. By clicking the like icon, you are indicating to heaven that you support this message. You agree to the grace that is making room for this towering man. Furthermore, that simple deed represents an agreement with the divine. Furthermore, God promises a favor in the event of agreement. Archangel Michael continuously reassures you that you are safe. God is with you even if your emotions are aroused, memories emerge, or your bewilderment is momentary. Angels have been sent by God to protect you. God is eradicating all covert attacks. God is preventing something that was designed to hurt you. God is paving the route ahead of you so that it is evident. There will be no complication. There will be no collapse. There will be no interruptions. You are on the verge of entering a fortunate future. Don't forget that this message doesn't end with your deeds. Users may use your invention to achieve their destinations. Every seed you sow grows into oil for your future fire, for your calling, and safety for your family. My sweetheart, the moment has come for you. Believe in God and He will increase the possessions you relinquish. Archangel Michael is currently demanding your consent due to your heavenly custody. If you believe you will be blessed, protected, and supported by God as this tall man approaches, please put Amen in the remarks section. While heaven works on your behalf, let your faith sustain you. According to Archangel Michael, your exhaustion is caused by your soul's preparation for the release of old energy as a spiritual transition approaches. When this towering man appears, you will feel lighter, more clear-headed and confident. It's as if the spiritual burden you weren't aware you were carrying would start to ease. At this point, the focus is not exclusively on the individual. It relates to his principles. He advocates for the truth. He symbolizes divine timing. He represents completion for certain things and beginning for others. Archangel Michael warns you that you may become emotional when this moment occurs. It's conceivable you can't explain why you want to cry. It may appear that the world has come to a halt. This is because heaven communicates with you subtly through signals, emotions, and intuition. Avoid removing those placards. Don't ignore your emotions. Do not doubt the advice of your spirit. Heaven communicates with us in a way that is both discreet and clear, and you will understand the meaning. Archangel Michael suggests that you keep your equilibrium, composure, and connection to God. You will be strengthened by prayer. Faith will protect you. Your foundation will be based on trust. Every uncertainty you face is a shadow attempting to divert your attention, but every moment of peace you enjoy is a sign from heaven that you are on the right path. He adds that the tall man could reveal information about your family relationship, finances, or even a betrayal that you were unaware of. Heaven will give you the strength to face any problem regardless of its type. You will not feel too much discomfort. You will be unable to conquer. The gods recognize your resilience. Archangel Michael chose you for a divine alignment, and he stated that nothing can stop the process. Heaven mandated that you be told of the occurrence ahead of time, which is why you received this communication. You are highly regarded in heaven, and your faith, fortitude, and perseverance are praised. No matter how tired you were safe. It is secure for you. By loving this video, you can put your agreement with heaven into action and feel the peace that surrounds you. It encourages the flow of God's abundance into all of the aforementioned areas, preparing you for the upcoming breakthrough. That ethos is not limited to the algorithm. It is a spiritual marker, a point of contact that communicates, "I am the recipient of this favor." You are not alone. The tall man approaching you is part of God's plan to provide you with divine movement, clarity, and the truth. Maintain a strong faith in God, an attentive spirit, and an open heart. Archangel Michael guarantees you that you will not face any troubles. The message has been sent. You will always carry paradise with you. Archangel Michael declares that this is an incredibly important message for you, and I beg you with all the strength of heaven not to ignore me this time. A big event is approaching, and I've been told to contact you before it arrives. Despite the fact that this may appear to be an intriguing or unexpected development, I am available to give you with the information you require right away. A tall man is on his way. Your safety is ensured. You won't have any issues. I've watched over you during storms. You chose not to discuss evenings when you felt your heart shatter beneath the weight of all you didn't deserve, and mornings when you managed to compose yourself despite the fact that no one else was aware of the effort required. This message is being conveyed with urgency because a transition is occurring and heaven wants you to be aware. God has seen all of this. This tall man approaching is not a threat hazard or someone who will disturb your peace. He is an individual who is about to reveal something fresh to you as he bears information, clarity, and truth. However, you must understand that uncertainty frequently seeks to mislead the mind before the appearance of truth. As a result, Archangel Michael am intervening to keep your soul serene. You've been feeling a strange sensation in your spirit, as if an unseen door was ready to open, but you weren't aware of its location or the contents that will emerge. You've had signs, startling ideas, unexpected dreams, and occasions when you felt someone calling your name, despite the fact that no one was physically there. That was bliss as I tried to catch your attention. I'm now telling you the truth. There is an imminent event, and you're not hallucinating. The energy movement and spiritual transformation you are experiencing are all genuine. This tall person is tied to that change. God was unable to bring certain things into your life previously because your heart was carrying wounds that needed to be healed. Your environment was dangerous. The people around you were not aligned with your destiny, and you still needed time to develop the strength you have now. The season is ended. God has given him permission to approach your life right now, not at any other time. A person has approached you as a result of a prayer you said to God during a period of great hardship some time ago. God sometimes replies to please right away, while other times he waits until the right time. This supplication was previously recorded and is now being fulfilled. This individual has access to information that you were previously unaware of, and God is exposing it to you in order to protect, restore, and advance. Do not fear him. Refrain from hiding. Avoid closing your feelings. Avoid assuming the worst. Instead, stay calm, breathe, and believe that the universe is in control. You will not be isolated, misled, or damaged. I, Archangel Michael, am by your side, and the hand of God is on you. You are safer than you are aware. You may underestimate the extent to which deity protects you. You appear to underestimate the number of times God discreetly intervened to protect you when someone or something sought to bring harm in your presence. You drastically underestimate the amount of times divine powers interfered in situations where you were unaware of hazards that were never able to reach you due to our capacity to block them before they arrived. This is why I can confidently say that you will not encounter any issues. You may now wonder why a tall man is accountable for transporting this event. God occasionally chooses unexpected vessels to make great changes. This person witnessed, heard, learned, or understood an occurrence that is directly relevant to your fate. His presence is part of the process of revealing the truth that needed to be exposed. There are secrets that have been kept hidden behind closed doors about your name, life blessings and path, and this person either witnessed, found, or is related with someone who did. He does not mean to injure you. He will arrive to inform you of an important topic. Heaven has been watching the behavior of those around you, the decisions taken behind your back, the conversations you were barred from, the unjust situations, and the motives that were not pure. Furthermore, while God has already handled certain issues in the background, there are still some aspects that must be cleared in order to move forward without confusion. This towering man carries some of that insight. You must understand that the heavenly plan is genuine. To open previously closed doors, God sends the right person at the right moment. This person is part of that unlocking. God is rearranging the parts in a way that resembles a divine puzzle, ensuring that people are in the right places to support the breakthroughs you have been anticipating. The man in question is involved in the transformation of your life. Archangel Michael claims that you are preparing for a bigger event than you think, whether it is a revelation, an opportunity, advice, or a truth that will influence your next chapter. Past wounds aim to lower your self-esteem by instilling thoughts of inferiority. Nevertheless, heaven does not consider you insignificant. Heaven sees your heart, purpose, fortitude, toughness, purity, patience, and heart. There is a vocation for you even if you don't completely understand it right now. This meeting is one of the reasons you've decided to attend. Do not resist the signals that God is delivering you. Do not have any doubts. Do not assume that you should always expect the worst just because you have learned to be careful in the past. This is not like the earlier discomfort. It is not a trap. The delay does not appear to be a blessing. There is true development for your benefit. Currently, the constellations are aligning in your advantage. When will my life take a different turn? You've asked God several times. How quickly will God answer my prayers? When will I finally have a positive experience? Heaven says, as this awakening deepens within you, be aware that your assistance with this mission is not a joke. Each seed evolves into a source of light, combating the existence of darkness. Jesus claims that by giving water to others, you will receive it yourself. This isn't historical. It is an ongoing commitment to your future. Approach this situation with a strategy and faith. Giving can help you realize the potential that God has already built for your life. The present moment is part of the solution. Your delay has ended. If you are ready to announce that your wait is ended and that you are prepared for this heavenly change, please post, "I am ready for my shift," in the comments section. Speak it into the atmosphere and see the movement of heaven. Initially, the impact may appear modest. However, it will be far more than expected. This tall man is related with an entity that God has let to enter your life. This release will bring a sense of calm clarity and direction. Archangel Michael, I'm accompanying you on this journey. I am to the right of you. I provide you with protection. I fortify you. I interact with your essence to keep you from succumbing to terror. You're not alone. You've never been isolated. Even when you were abandoned, heaven surrounds you, safeguarding your safety and waiting for the right time to reveal the next chapter of your trip. Right now, you can hear this clearly. Maintain your composure. Continue to be available. Maintain your faith. Do not let doubt stand in the way of receiving the gifts that God has prepared for you. This is a wonderful encounter. This is a planned strategy. Heaven orchestrated this moment. When this tall man approaches you, you will have a faint sense of knowing that this is not an accident. That sensation is represented by your confirmation. Have faith in it. Allow God to direct the interaction. Allow calm to guide you. Your safety is ensured. There will be no complication. God is with you. And the upcoming event is not a threat. It represents divine activity, protection, and guidance. This is a crucial message. Don't overlook it. It's crucial to remember that you're never totally isolated. Not for 1 second. If you're convinced, type Amen. To continue in accordance with the prophetic promises that God is currently releasing over your life, I require you to take a leap of faith. Select the subscribe icon to enable the notification bell. By subscribing, you commit to receiving a steady stream of prophetic counsel. You are alerting God that you are anxious to receive every instruction, warning, and blessing that He may send upon you. Subscribe today to secure your prophetic alignment. Archangel Michael notifies you that I am present when you read these words. You've been chosen for this event. You've been appropriately prepared for this situation. Heaven will not desert you even if you are confused or afraid. I am in close proximity to you. I am actually present despite the fact that you cannot see me. The energy around you is shifting as heaven informs you that this message is only for you. You are not reading this by mistake. Your existence here is not accidental. You were ready to accept this message because your spirit was open to it. And something within you is awakened now that you have it. You understand that God has always had a plan for your life in some way. The towering man who is on his way is not unfamiliar with your fate. This is recognized by an internal part of your existence. He is a part of the puzzle that God is putting together in your presence. Archangel Michael says that you may have been isolated for a long time, feeling as if no one understood your problems and that your requests were ineffective. However, such was never the case. The prayers you offered were all heard. Every tear you wept was gathered. Furthermore, God understood every breath you exhaled when you were too tired to speak. The solution is now revealed to you in the form of a tall figure approaching towards you. This person could be a stranger, a friend, a co-worker, someone from your past, or someone who is related to people you know. Regardless of who he is, you will intuitively realize that this is the time for which heaven has been preparing you. Archangel Michael advises us not to worry or concentrate on future events. Rather, focus on the peace and confidence that come from knowing that God is resistant to wrong. Heaven has approved the coming of this tall person. If this truth is being disclosed, it is because God deemed it fit. This meeting is important since it will help you achieve your goal. You are not in danger as you progress. You are nearing divine harmony. Furthermore, nothing meant for you may be neglected. There is no way to stop the plans that God has made. Your activities contribute to a heavenly mission to save lost souls. Heaven progresses through the words of those who are willing, but it grows through the goodness of their souls. I'm currently addressing you in this method. Each gift you offer is like a stream of living water that flows into the life of someone who needs healing. Give, and you will receive. It isn't only a verse dedicated to Jesus. It is an ongoing commitment that affects your future. I'd want to extend an invitation to you at this time through a simple act of trust. Approach this situation with a feeling of purpose, honesty, and hope. The amount you contribute today is not a donation. Your heavens are opened by the act of spiritual obedience. Relinquish your seed and witness what rewards God delivers into your life. If you believe that nothing God has planned for you can be thwarted or stolen, kindly enter Amen in the remarks section. As the towering man approaches, make your argument about the truth. Darkness cannot impede anything sent from heaven. You are safe. Archangel Michael assures you that I have stood by your side through all of your trials. I was present with you as you cried yourself to sleep. You were thinking of surrendering, and I was there. I was there for you when nobody else was. I need to make sure this message gets to you as soon as possible, because I want you to understand that this time is unlike any other. This event is significant. This event is significant. This moment has the potential to change the course of your life forever. I don't want you to feel afraid and pass up an opportunity. I don't want you to miss it because you've convinced yourself that you're immune to terrible events. I would prefer that you don't overlook it. There is a wonderful development occurring. There will be favorable changes in the near future. This tall individual is currently delivering you with a wonderful surprise. This towering man's viewpoint may be of interest to you. You may be intrigued by his remarks. You may be intrigued by his motives or manner. Archangel Michael warns against wasting time in thought. Alternatively, prepare your heart for receiving. Prepare your spirit for the vision. Prepare to keep your cool as the items about this person are crucial to your story. It promotes personal development. You are moving closer to the life God has planned for you. Even if part of it is first unpleasant, have trust that God is using what He provides to free you from the problems that have been blocking you from moving forward. Be confident that God will use it to break down obstacles and open previously locked doors. There is no need for alarm. Believe that God will use it to reveal the truth to you this time. Archangel Michael informs you that you possess greater strength than you realize. You have been through things that would have shattered others. You have gone through events that most people cannot. Your entire being begged you to stop, but you continued. The vitality in question did not come from thin air. God gifted them with that fortitude. You gained that strength from the angels who were sent to you. Your spiritual support system has been with you since birth, giving you the strength you need. This meeting with this towering man will be made easier by the same fortitude. You will be unable to conquer. Your peace of mind will not be compromised. You will not be destroyed by the knowledge provided to you. You will be able to remain firm because God will assist you. Archangel Michael explains, "There is a reason I have repeated this message so often. Heaven knows how quickly people forget information and doubts arise, which is why I've repeatedly emphasized the same things. When a significant event approaches, fear strives to take control. I'm reiterating these concepts to make sure they stick with you spiritually. As I said, you'll remember it when the time comes. If I repeat when you encounter the towering man, you will feel calm and tranquil rather than frightened. You are offered safety, protection, and advice. You will not face any issues. The towering man who is on his way may be unaware of his significance in deciding your fate. He may assume he is arriving for his own reasons. He may assume he is satisfying his own wishes. But paradise is teaching him from behind the scenes. God is guiding him from behind the scenes. Angels are positioning him behind the scenes so that he can join your life at the right time. This is how paradise functions. This is the method by which divine alignment occurs. This is the process of responding to petitions in seemingly traditional but really unexpected ways. The tall man is more than just a man. He works as a courier. He is not just an individual. He is an essential component. You are not only observing someone approach you. This individual is a part of your marvel. Archangel Michael assures you that you have long anticipated this moment. It needed a great amount of labor from you. You have demonstrated confidence. Despite the lack of proof that things will improve, you maintained your conviction. Additionally, God in heaven is aware of this. Heaven will respect that. This tall man has entered your life as a result of your remarks. Your transition is now underway. Your breakthrough has been accomplished. Right now, your prayer has been answered. Do not pass up the opportunity to fully receive the gifts that God has in store for you. Avoid closing your feelings. Maintain your convictions. Have confidence in God despite the circumstances. You may be unsure whether you are prepared for this. You may feel uncomfortable because you are not fully prepared. You may feel like you need more time. You are ready because God has prepared you, proclaims Archangel Michael. You are ready because heaven has prepared you. The difficulties you have faced in the past have provided you with the strength required to tackle the present moment. That's my opinion. Have faith in that. That should offer you with comfort. There is no need for any other products. God is within you, which is why you have all you need. Nothing can stop you as long as God is present. When the tall person approaches, he may provide something you were previously ignorant of. He was capable of informing others about people you trusted. He may disclose something that you did not fully comprehend. Additionally, avoid being enraged when this happens. Avoid behaving fearfully. Do not act in a way that hinders others from entering. Consider taking a deep breath instead. Instead, say a prayer. It is more advantageous to seek God's guidance in order to solve any obstacles that may come, as your level of tranquility will be determined by your reaction at the time. The success of the transition will be determined by your answer. Depending on how you respond, this situation could be beneficial or negative. Choose a suitable reaction with dignity. Choose to be confident in your response. Decide to believe in God's plan for your life. I am pleased with you, proclaims Archangel Michael. I am happy with how far you have come since beginning your adventure. I am aware of the difficulties you encountered and proud of your resilience. I've seen the extent of your pain and am proud of your unwavering determination. I am proud of your ability to trust God to give you with the resources you need as you enter a new season. This towering figure is only the beginning. Following his arrival, additional blessings will be bestowed. Following his arrival, new entrances will become available. Following his speech, further details will emerge. Your story does not end at this moment. This signals the beginning of a novel that will outperform any prior efforts. You may feel sad when you read these paragraphs. You may get the sense of crying erupting. You may feel warm or tingly in your thorax. You have the impression of being touched by the divine. In other words, this provides evidence that the message is genuine. This is evidence that Archangel Michael is currently chatting with you. Avoid disguising your emotions. Don't ignore your emotions. Grow your spirituality in their company. Remind yourself that you are protected, loved, and never alone by repeating these affirmations. The tall figure is being led by heaven to clear the way for his voyage. Everything is proceeding as expected. Divine precision reigns supreme everywhere. Everything will be resolved in a positive way. I will reiterate it once more. Do not disregard this message, warns Archangel Michael. Refrain from moving it. Remember the facts you've read. Keep it in your spirit. Allow it to impact your thinking and fortify your spirit for the future. The tall fellow is more noticeable than you might think. The shift is imminent, and when it arrives, you will realize that paradise has been communicating with you all along. On contemplation, you will realize that God was preparing you. On contemplation, it will be clear that this message was completely true. As a result, keep it close, value it, and let it serve as the foundation for your spirit. The era of revelation is upon you. You're about to enter an unencumbered moment. You are currently at a phase where previously hidden information becomes visible and bewilderment turns into comprehension. This includes the towering individual. He provides you with opportunities that you would not have been able to obtain on your own. You are connected to the truths you seek through him. He appears to be human, but he is actually a divine gift. Be receptive to him. Maintain an open mind toward the message he gives. Embrace the upcoming transformation with joy. You must participate in the new project that God is launching. If you are ready to receive this blessing truth and fresh chapter, please share your thoughts in the comments. I'm open to receiving. This declaration serves as your permission for the miracle to occur. God is undertaking a fresh project. Things are improving with God's guidance. God's deeds will change your life forever. Archangel Michael exclaims, I am currently establishing tranquility over you. I am calming your spirit. Your consciousness is gaining strength. Allow that peace to lead you through your days until the tall man arrives. Maintain your composure in that peacefulness. There is no need for alarm. Allow your strength to propel you. There is no need for alarm. It is unnecessary for you to resolve every difficulty. Believe me. Have faith. Accept the certainty that God is in control and that nothing is going wrong. Everything is running smoothly. Heaven's intentions are being realized. Everything is working in your favor. The tall man's arrival timing may interest you. You may be interested in the length of the waiting period. There is no need for concern about the time. Archangel Michael suggests that one prioritize preparation and calm. Take care to establish a strong relationship with God. Heaven governs the timing of events, and it is consistently correct. It's not too early. It's not too late. The appropriate time for it to happen. Also believe in the passage of time. Keep trust in the process. Have faith in God. The tall man will appear at the time you need him. It's not too soon. Not immediately. Punctual. Remember what you've read here when he arrives. Please keep in mind that Archangel Michael communicated with you. Please keep in mind that this word came from the sky. Please remember that you are safe and that no bad things will happen. Use that memory to guide your conduct. Allow that fact to guide your behavior. Feel the tranquility in your spirit. You've got everything in order. That is accurate. You're prepared. You have the resources to accomplish this. And heaven is with you. Archangel Michael bids that you leave immediately in peace. You are invited to go at this time. There is no need for concern about prospective results. Rest convinced that God is orchestrating every occurrence for your good. The tall man is on his way, bringing with him heavenly alignment, clarity, and breakthrough. Accept it. Take joy in it. And rest certain that nothing will go wrong for you. This is your season, time, and moment. You are safe and valued. You are safe, and the entire angelic society is cheering you on. If you agree with this message, say Amen in your heart. If you agree with this statement, let your spirit to say the word Amen. If you are ready for the tall guy to arrive, say Amen to your consciousness. Amen. I'd like you to seal this prophetic word in your life by subscribing to this channel once you've said the final Amen. This is more than just a follow-up. We have a covenant. This is how the prophetic umbrella protects you while we continue to determine heaven's plans for your life. You will remain in divine alignment for all of God's words concerning your destiny as a member of this family. Before we wrap up this captivating story, I recommend that we take a moment to reflect on this deep reality. This message was not discovered coincidentally. This is not just a coincidence. This is Archangel Michael's direct message to you. He extends his hand and invites you to a high-vibration, safe society where divine abundance is not just a hope, but a promise. This spiritual idea is quite simple. Nonetheless, it has the capacity to transform your entire life. You will not just gain blessings if you follow it. They will multiply and permeate all aspects of your existence. Accepting this invitation provides you with immediate early access to powerful content and divine insights that are currently unavailable to the wider public. You now have the opportunity to enter a sacred area where you will receive unshakable support, spiritual guidance, and speedy progress towards your destiny. Action is required. Your abundance is ready.